Watch to the end for a beautiful healing message.
Pisces, hello and welcome to Sybella Spirit. Today we are doing a general reading, bringing in clear, concise messages for your highest good and the highest good of anyone who may be involved in your situation. Before I started your reading, I had really cold feet. And of course, it is normal to have cold feet. Nothing, out of the ordinary there, but it felt like I had to say it to you guys. So I don't know if someone's having cold feet, whether that's, I'm not sure what I'm picking up there. Maybe the cards will tell us. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. Interesting. I'm going to get let's get 3 more cards to go below these ones here. Spirit, what does Pisces need to know right now? 2 more cards. I don't really have an intention for this particular layout. I'm just kind of going to go with what comes out, and then we will try to make sense of it. Clear, concise messages for Pisces' highest good and the highest good of all involved. What's happening for Pisces right now at this time? So I'm kind of picking up like a past, present, future vibe with these cards. So maybe in the recent past, you have had a bit of a tower moment. Maybe you've caught someone being dishonest. Maybe there has been a sense of strategy, the feeling that you've had to approach this tower moment with some strategy before you can move forward in the Queen of Wands energy, like someone in your present moment. Maybe you are manifesting this Six of Wands into your life, which will then lead to justice coming out for you with the Ten of Cups. This is really beautiful energy. You know what they say about the towers, like many tarot readers try to encourage the viewers that towers are usually a blessing in disguise, right? So maybe there's something here that has just happened for you or is about to happen. And I feel like this is a very supportive message that if there is a tower coming up for you, to try to stay in the Queen of Wands energy and just understand that, yeah, totally, it's a blessing in disguise perhaps. And maybe just trying to adopt that mentality will really help support you through this, because we have the wands in the center. So that to me is like spirit led, totally. It's an action type energy, but it's also for me like wands are the divine aspects of self. We have the Helper of Thought, and it looks like there's a hawk on this guy's arm. So this is a sword. Your life is about to start moving very fast. Events that seem to be on hold suddenly require all your attention. There's no time to sit and ponder. You've got to get moving. Review the details as best you can. You know, will meet or are someone with a very quick mind who instantly grasps what to do. This person is both confident and courageous. So I'm going to put that here. This to me really aligns with the energy I was picking up with the wands energy, where all of this seems to, the energy that I'm feeling is like, this is a very short timeline. Like within a week, it's like you've had a realization, but you're not going to let it slow you down. And then boom, you get your justice, because it's almost like spirit is saying to you, to me, this feels like a test. I don't know why I'm feeling like that. Like right away, I'm really feeling like testing what you've learned thus far, because when spirit tries to help us integrate lessons, it can kind of be like, here, I'm going to show you the exact situation that you have had in the past where someone was lying, cheating, deceiving you in some way, like some sort of dishonesty, some sort of maybe someone stole something from you, maybe someone that you thought, like it's really like the ability to see someone for what they are. And like, because you have such a loving and open heart, maybe in the past you're like, oh, but I see the good in them and I trust this person, or like I want to see the best in this person. So in the past you would have had that energy of like, oh, I see the good in them, I believe them when they say that they didn't mean to do that, or, they're whatever it is, their sob story to try to manipulate and trick you with the Seven of Swords. And now, that test is coming to you or has just happened, and you're in your Queen of Wands energy. So there's like this they're saying like a new a new energy in your field where you're like, no, you know what? I'm focused on my 10 of Cups and I'm not going to fall for this test. So you instantly make that choice. It's like a major mindset shift that you've had recently. And then by taking that action towards your 10 of Cups, justice is coming in for you. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Fool, and the Magician, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, shut the front door with the 9 of Cups there. Yeah, and then the 10 of Swords. Oh my God, and the 9 of Swords. This is, I know like that's a lot of cards, but this is totally telling me a story that like your Wheel of Fortune is here. You've totally become the Magician. You've manifested this beautiful turning of the wheel. You've taken the leap of faith to be like, nah, I'm not falling for your bullshit anymore. I'm leaving that, feeling of being backstabbed in the past. I'll forgive you. I wish you well, but I'm not going to be stuck in my head about your bullshit. And it's really leading to a wish fulfillment for you with the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. Like, I feel like I want to say, like, you passed the test. You passed the test with flying colors. And you are welcoming this in. Okay, let's get some clarity on the 10 of Cups and the Justice card. No, they said do the Tower and the 7 first of all. Whoa. Okay, so they want to talk a little bit about the Tower and the 7 of Swords. We have the 5 of Swords come out, the Helper of Abundance. We have the Magician again. Yeah, so I'm totally feeling like there was someone here in your recent past or in your present that appeared to be a helper of abundance. So they came in looking like they were here to help you or they were here to do something to support you on your path, but the truth came out and you could see it. With the Magician, you just like had this intuition that something was up. That could be one story because the 5 of Swords, that also means that there's some sort of like, I'm kind of picking up like abusive relationship energy with the 5 and the 7 of Swords. With this Helper of Abundance, it's like, and the Tower card, it's like perhaps you were ignoring something about somebody and you wanted to see them as this Helper of Abundance. But your Magician, your Queen of Wands energy it kept kind of gnawing at you. Like, are you sure? Is this in alignment with your path? I almost said past. So is this in alignment with your past? Okay, maybe it's in alignment with the old way that you used to do things, but the new way, like something has happened recently that brought you into this energy. So I'm not sure if you've been working on healing like past lessons, but that's kind of the energy I'm picking up. And it's like you had this awakening. I really feel it's like a spiritual awakening that has happened. And the one nice thing is that we get to choose our mindset, right? So with a Magician and Queen of Wands energy, it's like you're taking energy. Or I don't know what the heck. I'm like super sort of distracted and tongue-tied right now. So what I feel like saying with that is like take a deep breath. I call on Mother Earth to ground my energy. Allow me to tap into the messages that are meant for Pisces right now. I feel really excited. I'm not sure if you guys are getting like a huge energy boost. Spirit is coming in and they are like really helping you with this situation. They're helping you see clearly. They're helping you integrate all of the lessons up until this point. What I was going to say before is maybe this aligned with who you used to be, but it does not align with the future you. And I feel like you're kind of in that flip-flop, the in-between between this is who I was and this is who I am. And sometimes what happens is when a new version of ourselves comes in, we have to really ground and take the time to help our energetic body process and integrate these lessons. So what that means is sometimes exercising, taking a bath, taking a shower, taking some time to like mindfully drink tea, things like that. Those are all sort of water rituals that you can do. And so as a water sign, it's really important to honor that aspect of yourself. Of course, your rising or your moon sign may tell us other things, but right now I'm feeling strongly like with the water energy. Something big is happening in your life. It's spiritual, but water is your base sign. So we need to honor that. And maybe you are a moon or a rising Pisces, and that's totally fine. But still, you might find there's a lot of support in the energy of having a bath or taking a shower or drinking tea and just sort of like staring at one thing and sort of grounding and allowing this integration to happen. Because I feel like, for me, it feels like your mind is moving really quickly. And so when that happens, we got to take some like self-care time whatever that is for you. It could be whatever it is. Even watching TV can help sort of just slow the mind. And then come back into the energy of like, okay, what am I trying to accomplish? How do I get to my 10 of Cups moment here? The 5 of Thought says the path you're on seemed like the right one, but now you've run into a challenge. So that would be like the Tower. There's a better direction for you that will make you much happier in the end. Changes are necessary so that you can get back on track. Avoid negative people who are draining or who bring unwanted drama into your life. So that's exactly it. It's like, I'm really feeling that whoever this negative, draining person is, they're bringing like, I just heard they're stifling your energy. So even that, if you feel like you can't be yourself around somebody or you have to like play small around somebody, I would sort of look into that. And with the Fool here, it's I'm feeling Fool energy. So this was on the bottom of the deck. There's a better direction. So, you know, as humans, it's really hard to trust the messages that come in from spirit. It'll be like a feeling. And for some reason, I want to mention, when I was younger, I used to really struggle with anxiety. And then I realized as I got older, like this was in my middle to late teen years. And when I got into my 20s is when I sort of recommitted myself to meditation and that sort of a thing. And then I realized that it wasn't anxiety that I had. It was my spirit team urging me to do something different. So sometimes, like, anxiety is a real thing. Mental illness is a real thing. I'm not trying to take away from that. That is a real thing that like people need help with and need support with. However, what I would recommend, which will also support your mental health, is if you're struggling with anxiety, you can even Google like natural ways to help anxiety. And what you'll find is like, you can start a yoga practice. You can go on YouTube and type in beginner yoga or even chair yoga if you have mobility issues. And you could do guided meditations, or like I've told you guys before, you can also just sort of do a prayer of protection. Like, I'm surrounded and protected in the bright light of God and all the angels. Or if you don't like the word God, then the divine and all the angels. And then you can set your intention before you do whatever activity. So whether it's walking, driving, cleaning, cooking, exercising, set your intention. This next 30 minutes of exercise is going to be a meditation. And then, you know, any repetitive sort of automatic action that you take can actually be a meditation. And oftentimes people with like, people in modern day society, because we have so many external like factors like social media and our phones and it's actually helpful to do movement-based meditations or something where the brain is doing something that you have done 1,000 times. So it's like automatic. And then set the intention that you are meditating, and your spirit team will come in. You just call on them and you talk to them like they're, you know, a friend. So you just call them in and say, please be with me during this next 30 minutes of driving and help me to tap into the meditative state of my mind. So that's what I do. And I always say, before you do anything like spiritual, aka meditating or praying, just call on your spirit team for protection as well. That's really important. That was one thing that I didn't do every time I engaged in a spiritual activity. And I learned kind of the hard way that we really need spiritual protection at all times. So you want to say that morning, moon, and night. I'm not even going to correct myself. Okay, let's see this 10 of Cups and Justice card. Spirit, do you have any messages for us about this 10 of Cups and Justice for the sign of Pisces? I wanted to let you guys know that every Monday is going to be water signs. So you can watch for that coming out Mondays. The angel that governs water signs and the day Monday is Archangel Raphael. So before I started this reading, I called on Raphael to support and guide this reading, to surround and protect us, and bring forth clear, concise messages for your highest good. What do we need to know about the 10 of Cups? Okay. So we have the Star coming out. This says celebration. Then we have the Lovers, and we have the Healer of Emotion. Okay, let's read these messages because they're really beautiful. Number 17, celebration, the Star. This is a wonderful time in your life. Difficulties fall away, and the light at the end of the tunnel is a star you can wish upon. The timing is right to make long-term plans for a joyful future. Have faith that things are going to turn out beautifully. Okay. This is 100% the energy that I was trying to describe with the Queen of Wands, the Six of Wands, the 10 of Cups, and the Justice card. It's all about having faith in your spiritual strength, your spiritual power, your spirit team. This is a time where I feel you're going to make quick decisions based on the energy that you feel inside yourself. So for a long time, I used to say, if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Like, why do we feel like, you can tell if something doesn't feel right. You can tell if something doesn't feel good. And lots of times we just do it anyway. We're like, oh, well, I have to do XYZ because I've signed up for this or whatever. Like, it depends on the situation, but you know what I mean? There's something off. And lots of times we just like stay in the relationship. We stay at the job. We stay, we just stay because we feel like we're obligated to stay. But I want you to really assess in your life, what am I doing that I don't have to do or that I can make changes to? With the Fool, just taking that like leap of faith, I'm really feeling like relationship energy here, big time. So if that doesn't fit for you, could be a job, could be, maybe not just like an intimate like partner relationship. It could be family, friends, that sort of a thing. You don't have to be unkind, but you do have to have boundaries, right? Because that's kind of the test of spirit is, are you learning to set boundaries? How are you implementing those? When are you implementing them? Because we have a gift for you. And by not setting those boundaries, you're blocking it. Okay, with the Lovers here, it says, open your heart, allow love to grow and bloom all around you. You've waited for this emotionally fulfilling experience for such a long time, and now the time has come. Make your choices by listening to your heart and then following the steps you're guided to take. Okay, that's, again, exactly what I'm trying to say. Joy will lead you to a vibrant and healthy life. You have gifts waiting on the other side of this decision or this tower moment. Healer of emotion. This is a time to follow your heart and feel the fullness of your emotions. You may feel so compelled to nurture others that you forget to care for yourself. Yes, ding, 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 that's what this is. Flashes of intuition provide you with incredible insights. You or another person is kind, tender-hearted, loving, and trustworthy friend. I think that's part of the problem is when we have such an open heart, we tend to put people ahead of our own needs because we love loving others. I mean, I can totally relate to that where it's like, with my kids or my husband or whatever it is, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. You know what? I would rather they're happy or I'd rather this or that. But lately, like this past probably 3 years, I had to really recognize that I need to take care of my own mental health. I need to take care of myself because when I'm out of alignment with what I want and need, I show up worse for my family. Like I'm grumpy or I'll just be irritable and that sort of a thing. So it takes conscious effort to listen to your heart and it takes practice. So I also want to say, like, be gentle with yourself on this path of like the human experience. We are constantly gonna have challenges. We're gonna make mistakes and that sort of a thing. But as long as you're listening to your heart and making that time, like it doesn't even have to be a lot of time. It could be 5 minutes in the shower where you're just breathing deeply. You could even put your hands on your heart and your solar plexus and just kind of say to your spirit team, like, first of all, Archangel Michael, surround and protect me from all our beings, all our energies, all our entities, and all our thought forms is another prayer of protection I use morning, noon, and night, or whenever I'm feeling like I need to reinstate that energy. And then I'll just say, like, I'll put my hand on my heart and my solar plexus. And I really try to tap into self-love. Like solar plexus is about the self and the heart is about like love. So self-love, solar heart. And I just say, like, align me with what is meant for me. Align me with what is in my heart. Allow me to honor self-love and self-care. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands again. Okay, so I felt like sighing there and I felt really tired. So maybe you've been waiting for something to come in for a long time and you're feeling like a little bit discouraged. I'm feeling like that flip-flop energy again, where it's like you can feel something's coming in. It's just that maybe because it's not tangible, like in your hands yet, you kind of can get like discouraged by the mind space. Then you flip into the heart space. Then you're in the mind space. Then you're in the heart space is the energy I'm feeling. So maybe it's a time right now in your life where you need to schedule in the meditation. Like I said, it could be 5 minutes of just breathing with your hands on your heart and your solar plexus and just breathing into that space and saying, this time is for me. This time is for connecting to my heart. Okay. You guys gotta let me know what's going on. If you feel compelled to share, go ahead and share in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel because we are going to be posting more consistently. I will eventually be sharing my tips and tricks for living life as a human, a spiritual human with neurodivergence, with busy lives. We recently moved to an acreage, which was my dream, but I didn't like foresee that coming in for me until I was ready to retire or I was done raising my kids. And so the fact that it came in sooner than I expected, I really had to be in the energy of the Fool and take that leap of faith and just trust in my divine spirit team. But That's taken a lot of practice to just be like, okay, we used to live in the city. We moved an hour and 20 minutes away for this move. And it was scary as hell. But I have practiced so much having faith in my spirit team that when they said we were going to move outside of the city, I said, yeah, okay, I'm on board. I'll do this. I trust you. And that's the biggest thing, is when you learn how to surrender what the divine has for you, beautiful things can happen. And it's not to say when we moved here, like a lot of hard shit happened, and I had to face aspects of my inner child that I didn't even know that were still lingering in my energetic field. But when we moved here, I had to like take a deep look at those, and I had to spend a lot of months really screwed up. Like I fell into the darkness again, and again, that takes practice. I welcomed the darkness and I leaned into the darkness so that I could really see the aspects of the inner child that were remaining. And that will be a continual practice for the rest of my life, because, you know, that's what life is. It's just the ebbs and flows, the light and the dark. We're always going to have it. It might not be as intense. You know, the more work we do, those periods of dark will be shorter and shorter, I hope. But if they're not, I do know that my spirit team is always around me, has my highest good in the grand scheme of things. So we're going to take one of these cards here. These cards are called White Light Oracle by Alana Fairchild. It's a really beautiful deck. This is the book. So we have number 18, 9, and yeah, that's totally like the 9 of Cups sort of energy. It's like wishes are coming true for you, Pisces. So let's find the message. Be open to that which seems unfamiliar or different. You will experience a breakthrough as you embrace an unusual approach. You are on a soul path of accelerated spiritual growth, which is swifter but not always easier. You do not have to contrive your own happiness, but you can dip into the bliss within your body to lighten your mental state and remind yourself everything is working out beautifully. I feel like that validates everything I said about, you know, you can tap into the heart space to support your mental state, and it takes practice. I would urge you to look at my other videos. I have 6 videos total, 2 for each of the lower chakras, and they really help you with supporting the masculine aspects of self, and that's a lot to do with our human experience here. Tantra is the conscious, so this is called Tantra of 639 Hertz. Tantra is the conscious, creative intermingling of the sacred masculine and sacred feminine energies that dwell within every human heart. When one chooses to honor the interplay of these sacred energies, we become able to engage with the mysteries of life and respond creatively. Tantra is the refusal to turn away from your life experiences, even the painful ones, because you recognize that with wisdom, spiritual growth can emerge from all things. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's honoring the light in the dark. It's taking those dark lessons that we have, and instead of falling into maybe a victim mentality, it's making the conscious choice to say, what can this teach me? What's on the other side of this? What rainbow is at the end of this storm? Tantra is the willingness of your heart to thoroughly embrace that which might be difficult or different to what we expect, and through such open-minded, open-hearted engagement, discover a capacity to love and become wise. Tantra is the sacred relationship of the spirit and the body which creates the soul, with all its precious gifts of healing, creativity, love, and higher consciousness. The frequency of 639 Hertz evokes unity. It moves beneath conflict and grounds us in simplicity, connection, and love. When Tantra of 639 Hertz is in a reading, soul connections, whether twin flames, soulmates, spirit guides, or soul tribes, are especially significant to our spiritual growth. I feel that's the energy that is coming towards you. This frequency enhances the capacity for conscious and healing interaction between those who have been at odds. It is a loving cosmic bliss bomb which breaks the toxic grip of ego and facilitates soulful connection and karmic healing. If you have been working through relationship issues, this oracle brings good news for healing and resolution. This frequency also clears and strengthens the energy flow through the inner systems of the body, promoting cellular renewal. The heart healing brought about by this frequency heightens our spiritual awareness so we can navigate in both our relationships and our environments with more discernment and skill. Right? So that's that test we were talking about. Having discernment and deciding if something doesn't feel good, it's time to let it go so you can stand in this new energy that's coming in for you. When we cannot control our environments, we can work to become masterful of our own energy, 100%. And that's the Queen of Wands energy. The oracle brings reassurance. This frequency reestablishes our connection to the spiritual realms of love, light, and sacred healing beauty. It is the sublime frequency of ecstatic serenity. These beautiful energies can enter our field and create a movable spiritual feast which will nourish, support, and shelter us. Protect and shelter us, no matter the environment we may be moving through. The Oracle of Tantra of 639 Hertz asks you to allow connection. Do not zone out and turn away from what is happening, even when it is painful. Be gentle with yourself, but be persistent on your path. If you cannot proceed along a certain course, find another way and do not abandon your dreams. Yes. Be receptive and yet also determined and dynamic. If you have been worrying about a situation, this oracle advises you are working your way through it. Whatever support you need shall be provided, and you are further along than you realize. The highest divine outcome is already being woven through your soul and into your experience. Things may not go to plan, but they are still working out. And that's the main belief. That's what faith is. Healing process. Imagine, intend, visualize, or feel a beautiful ribbon of golden light. It is fluid like a river of molten gold, radiant like sunshine. It is curling and swirling freely as though it is dancing around you. It is as though an invisible cosmic dancer is guiding it through the air in stunning patterns of playful grace. Allow yourself to become mesmerized by its golden shining beauty. Then become aware of a beautiful ribbon of silver light. It is fluid like a river of gleaming liquid silver, enchanting as full lunar light, gracing the surface of a still lake. It is floating and flowing all around you, as though an invisible cosmic dancer is guiding it through the air with skill and pleasure. You are hypnotized by its silver shining beauty. Then become aware that these ribbons of gold and silver light are interacting. They separate and intertwine, moving with freedom and intelligence, rising and falling in embrace with each other. It is absolutely beautiful to behold. Let yourself relish it. Feel healed by it. These ribbons of light and life are your own golden masculine and silver feminine channels of energy within the soul. Now it is time to rest and relax, allowing your experience to settle. When you are ready, ground and hydrate your body. You have completed your healing process. Thank you, Pisces.